Hi everybody, it's Jared Johnson. Welcome back to the next video in the Ignition series. In the previous video we discussed how to get involved in the foreign exchange market, how to make a little bit of money, how the pips and trade sizes and all those kinds of things work. Well, this video is going to discuss some of the real nitty-gritty, which is simply how do you actually get started in trading money. We talked about how it works. Now let's talk about actual practical steps we need to take to get our money into a broker and to be able to start trading. So we're going to talk about brokers and some of the platforms and some of the basics. This is a very commonly asked series of questions actually that I get on a regular basis. So I hope this is very helpful for you. Okay, so a quick little look. One of the reasons we love foreign exchange trading is because there is so much movement. There's a lot of volume, there's a lot of activity. I just wanted to show this chart really quick. This is about how much movement we see in the foreign exchange market. How much volume we see. And this is volume we see in the, as you can see, the London Stock Exchange, Tokyo, New York Stock Exchange. They're all in the, billions or tens of billions. And then we have trillions in the foreign exchange market. So the more money that's flowing through there, the more movement we get. And movement equals money. And we need to make some money on some of these big movements, and that's why we love foreign exchange trading so much. Okay, so to get very, very in-depth with some of the real nitty-gritties, this is going to give you a nice look at the basics of getting started, but here's two great websites I always send people to go look at, and they're free and they're simple to get involved in. We have number one, Baby Pips. This website has been around longer than I have been trading, which is a lot of years. This is a great area to just get hours and hours of reading material for various types of nitty-gritty kind of foreign exchange trading stuff. And then we have Investopedia and their Forex walkthrough, and they have some pretty good stuff there as well. So these are two really big Forex sites I always kind of send people to have a look at some of the basics there. So those will be posted. I'll go back to them for just a moment. I'm going to post these below the video. You'll see those down there. So don't even worry about that. You can just click on those links and do some reading up there, but this will kind of get you on the right path. Another question I get asked quite a bit is the broker situation. So let's talk a little bit about brokers, because brokers will get us into the market. So we got to get into a broker. So here's a few details really quick. If you are a US based trader, so if you're a citizen of the United States of America, these are your options of Forex brokers. Now, sometimes another one kind of pops up and goes away, but there's very few Forex-specific brokers in the U.S. One of them is TD Ameritrade, and they use a proprietary platform called Thinkorswim. There's Interactive Brokers. And then these two guys are Oanda and Forex.com, and these are Forex-only brokers. So the options are a little bit limited for U.S. traders, but these brokers are plenty good enough. If you're not a U.S. broker, we'll talk about, a U.S. citizen, we'll talk about what your broker options are there. But for U.S. brokers, these are your options. Now, one of the other reasons I wanted to put these up is to show you that there's kind of two main platforms. Now, if you've traded stocks, you know that absolutely every broker that you go to has a 100% different platform. And there's always a learning curve involved, right? So, for example, with TD Ameritrade or Interactive Brokers, these platforms are very, very different. So if you use one, you absolutely do not know how to use the other one. So it's a little bit of a pain, but they have good platforms and they are usable, but it's a bit of a learning curve. Now, when you talk about Forex only, so whether you're US based or not US based, most Forex brokers use what we call MetaTrader 4. And this platform has been around for a lot of years and they continue to update it and so on, but it's kind of the go-to trading software. So if you hear MetaTrader 4, it's just software, right? It's just the trading software. That doesn't mean that's your broker. Brokers pay to use, they pay a licensing fee to use MetaTrader 4, and then they provide that for free to all of those that hold accounts with them. So Oanda.com uses MetaTrader 4, Forex.com uses MetaTrader 4, and this is the go-to platform, and this is good because once you learn how to use this, you can switch from broker to broker without having to learn a new platform. It's kind of like using a computer that has Windows, Microsoft Windows on it. So it doesn't matter if you have a Dell computer or if you have an HP computer or if you have an Asus computer. It's all going to have Windows on there, and it's all going to be the same type of software experience. And that's what MetaTrader 4 is. So you can go from broker to broker to broker and stay with MetaTrader 4, and you never have to learn a new platform, which is really, really nice. The other great thing about MetaTrader 4 is that It's kind of, to make another technology comparison, it's kind of like an iPhone or an Android. It's such a widely used platform that there's tons of cool free programs and very inexpensive programs, and there's tons of developers and programmers that can make special programs for you on MetaTrader. Since it's such a widely used, widely adopted program, it's easy to find people that can work with you on that. So there's a little bit of a look there. Again, if you're not a U.S. citizen, there are some very great brokers. Now, I make the distinction of U.S. citizen and non-U.S. citizen because as the regulations have continued to develop in the U.S., U.S. citizens cannot use brokers outside of the U.S. Because of just all these constant regulations. But if you are outside of the U.S., you can use very reputable brokers. Forex.com, you saw that for U.S. citizens. For non-U.S. citizens, this is a great broker as well. Pepperstone, FXDD. These are kind of my three go-to brokers for all of my non-U.S. clients, and they're really, really great, and they will treat you very, very well. So I've had accounts with all of these guys. I've used them all extensively. They're really excellent. And as far as brokers go, there's going to be more details. I'll have links posted below this video for brokers, for your go-to broker options, and we'll make sure to get everyone hooked up there. If you have any questions about brokers, please never hesitate to contact me. You can just submit an email report, and I will be happy to get back to you and discuss any broker details with you. But there are links below this video to get you set up with a broker that will best suit your needs. So Forex brokers, kind of the basics here. Number one, they get us into the market. Excuse me. Forex brokers are also most of the time commission free, meaning you just pay the spread. Now the spread is the difference from that bid and ask. Now if you're an options trader or anything along those lines, you know what bid and ask is. That's our buy and our sell price. If you've never traded anything ever before, bid and ask is just that little space. There's a little space between two prices. If you're selling something, you get paid one price. If you're buying something, you pay another price, and that's our bid and ask. Usually it's 1 to 2 pips difference between that bid and ask, and that's what we pay to get into these trades. So usually it's just the spread. Another great thing about Forex brokers is you can start an account with a very small amount of money. Most of the time, $200 to $300 is enough to start an account with, and you can trade very small trade sizes while you kind of get started and get the feel for things. But even better, you can also use a demo account. All these brokers will offer plentiful demo accounts or practice accounts or paper trading accounts, which is super helpful. Oftentimes in stock trading and other types of trading, it's difficult to get a practice account. Maybe half of the stockbrokers offer practice accounts, the other half don't. And so paper trading can be a little bit difficult when you're in other markets. But in foreign exchange, paper trading is a piece of cake. You can just do it with these demo accounts. You can get unlimited amounts of demo accounts, practice accounts. It's really, really great. So that's what these brokers are going to do for us. So let's go back to trading platform details. Here's everything that you need to use if you are a new Forex trader or an experienced one. We use basically how I have my setup is I use MetaTrader 4 as my platform. So again, MetaTrader 4 is the software, kind of like Windows or kind of like Android or whatever type of software you're familiar with. MetaTrader 4 is the software, so I usually will end up with a broker that has MetaTrader 4 software for a couple of reasons. Number one, as I mentioned, you can get free charts and free practice accounts galore. So live market feed, you never have to pay for feed, and you never have any limitations on your demo accounts, which is always great. And this is, like I said, offered by most brokers. This is a great platform also for automated trading. So anybody that is a little more familiar with the broker situation, automated trading is really, really great in the Forex scene. You can do a lot in automated trading. So MetaTrader 4 is a good way to go. Let me give you a quick example of how it looks. Here is a MetaTrader 4 platform. It looks just like this. Now, if you're looking at it for the first time, you might think to yourself, good grief, that's a lot of buttons. But it is a lot of buttons, but they're all pretty easy to use once you get a feel for it. So what we have down here is we have various currency pairs. Remember we talked about we're always trading different currency pairs. And so you can add, using this feature right over here, you can right click on any one of these and you can add a new chart. And that will give you a new chart, and you can flip back and forth between those charts down here and kind of get a different view, get a different chart, do a whole bunch of great things there. So there's your charting buttons down there. We're going to look at different time frames. Sometimes these time frames, if you're a short-term trader, you might be looking at smaller time frames. If you're a longer-term trader, you might be looking at larger time frames. Now, whatever time frame we're on here, let's say I'm on the 1-hour chart right now, that just means that each one of these candlesticks represents a 1-hour period of time. So that's 1 hour, that's 1 hour, that's 1 hour. So we're looking, at this view right here, we're looking at, the last day or 2 or 3 or 4 of movement. So 1 hour each candlestick there. And the same thing goes any other time frame. I'm on the 15-minute chart. That means each one of these candlesticks is 15 minutes. So that's what we use there. I will have several videos linked down below that will give you simple, quick walkthroughs on how to use MetaTrader, how to add indicators, how to put a trade on, how to do all of that stuff. So I just wanted to give you an overview of what the software looks like, but down below you're going to be able to see a whole slew of videos that will be very, very helpful in getting you more familiarized with MetaTrader. So don't worry about that, but just know, we've got a couple of buttons up here. New order, I want to make a new order, I click on that. My different time frames, I want to use a horizontal line, a trend line, a vertical line. I just click on those buttons and I go back from currency pair to currency pair with these buttons down here, and I can see all of my trades that are running down below. And you can see account history that'll show your closed trades, and there's a few other tabs there. But for the most part, you're going to be looking at your open trades and your finished trades and kind of keep track of how everything's going. So that's MetaTrader. Pretty easy platform, pretty clean platform. Definitely one that I've been using for a decade and a half and had some pretty good luck with it so far. So really great platform. So MetaTrader 4. The next platform, I use a lot of indicators and custom, automated trading programs on MetaTrader 4, and then I use it to actually execute my trades. But as technology has progressed, I have moved over very heavily to TradingView charts, and you may have seen these posted in different places and so on, but TradingView is the new go-to charting platform. It's web-based, there's no download, it works on Macs and PCs and all of that good stuff, and it's great for Forex, cryptocurrency, stocks, commodities even. It's got literally everything you can think of on here. Here's a look at TradingView really quick. So here's the TradingView platform right here. You can see this is on the euro dollar. You can add any amount of indicators by just clicking over here, and I can type in any indicator I want. If I want to use pivot points, there we go. Pivot points, I got a whole various versions of pivot points. I use the standard myself personally. If I like, I don't know, stochastics, you like stochastics, then you can just click type stochastics and you can see a whole version of stochastics. There's the standard ones and then there's a couple of different versions there. And so you can add all kinds of indicators. You can do a lot of really great things. You can, just by typing up here, you can go to different currency pairs. You can go to cryptocurrencies. You can go to stocks. You can go to anything. And this is a really, really excellent platform. As well, it looks like there's a lot of buttons down here and around here. Don't sweat it. I have I wouldn't say fairly long video, but a very detailed video that's 15 or 20 minutes that is also linked below that will give you a very extensive walkthrough of this platform and how TradingView works. So again, I do my trading and I have some of my custom indicators on MetaTrader, and then I'll do a lot of just charting on this TradingView chart. It's very easy to just, to draw some trend lines and to draw some other things on here. It's really, really easy for that, and putting text on and so on. It's just so easy to do all of that. And so that's why we really like this platform. It's really a good one to use. So great for a lot of different reasons. Again, you can look at that walkthrough that is linked down below that really goes into detail on this. So there's that. Just as a little bit of, a lot of people will ask me and they'll say, when's the best time to trade? Well, just as a reminder, the Forex market is open 24 hours a day. If you want to see when the opens and closes are, go to forexmarkethours.com. It's a great place to go check it out. You can get some really good official trading sessions right there. Remember, the Forex market is open about 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. and actually not about 24 hours a day. It's open exactly 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So it's a really great for accessibility and for all the different time zones and countries and so on that people are in. The FX market, the times to kind of focus your energy is around the London Open, which is about midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. London time. Another great area to focus your energy is 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. London time, which is the New York Open. Another great time to focus your energy is 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. London time. These are kind of the three major opens, the Sydney Open, New York Open, and London Open. That's when the stock markets are going and a lot of money's flowing through and you get a lot of movement. So it's a really great time to keep an eye on that. So just as a reminder, everybody, check out the links below on what broker to go to. So remember, if you're a U.S. citizen, you have a few limited options. If you're non-U.S., you've got some really good options as well, but a few more options. Brokers are very easy to open accounts with. You get online, you fill out an application that takes 2 to 3 minutes. You send them in a copy of your photo ID and proof of address, and pretty simple. And then you fund your account with a credit card, with a wire transfer, with a direct bank transfer. And you're up and running very, very quickly, and it's very easy to use. Once you get everything set up with those brokers, remember that you can use some of the information down below to find the best brokers to use, to find the best ways to use MetaTrader. And in the coming videos, we're going to talk about a lot of other techniques on how to continue putting this together and start building a bit of a trading strategy. So thanks for watching. I really hope this was helpful, and let me know if you have any questions. Let's move on to the next video.